Good Day to Die Hard follows New York police officer John McClane on his journey to Russia to go help out his son, who's been missing for a couple of years but suddenly turned up again in a Russian prison, about to be tried for an assassination attempt. I smell a pretty hilarious reunion. I went into this film hoping for explosions and those great one-liners from the incredibly likable everyman hero John McClane. And I gotta be honest here, I was pretty disappointed. I'll start with this though. The relationship between John McClane and his son Jack is actually done okay. I liked a lot of the quieter scenes where the two of them just talked. I mean, John McClane isn't the, talk about our feelings kind of guy, needless to say. So seeing him try to reconnect with his son and, get his respect back, his trust, his love even, was actually pretty interesting. This is where the good dad John McClane character comes out, unlike in the rest of the film where he's pretty annoying. Yeah, let's talk about that. What happened to John McClane? He's a jerk and not likable at all. For the entire first third of the movie, I never felt like he should be there. I mean, the story had started without him, and he jumped right in the middle of it and only got in the way. I kept wanting to yell at the screen, "Go away, you don't know what's going on here." I got very little enjoyment out of John McClane, except, for those few father-son scenes I mentioned earlier. That is until the climax, and I think that's because he stopped talking and started Bruce Willising. It also bugged me how little he reacted to the things going on. I mean, there's a scene where he and his son are tied up and surrounded by bad guys about to be shot, and he acts inconvenienced. Sure, he's been in tons of situations like this before. He's John McClane. But his life isn't in any less danger now. There's a difference between being calm and even cocky and just not giving a crap. I mean, if he doesn't care, why should I? Where was the villain? I mean, there are 4 or 5 minor villains instead, none of which are memorable in any way. That's an essential part of the Die Hard formula. Give us a diabolical criminal genius for John to go up against, not bland, throwaway bad guys to absorb his bullets. The action really isn't that great either, and I mean, that's a pretty bad thing because, it's an action film. While a lot of the stunts and set pieces look cool, literally every notable action moment in the film is in the trailer. You've seen it. Not only does this mean there are no surprises, in this aspect of the film, but as soon as you recognize the location you saw the action scene in, the entire lead up to it just becomes insanely boring as you just sit there and wait for the fireworks. More importantly though, A Good Day to Die Hard does action in the worst way possible, at least in my opinion. It has no weight to it. In the original Die Hard, when John McClane was injured, he was injured. He had to compensate for it for the next challenge. And that challenge would probably give him, another injury. So it became kind of a race against the clock as he struggled to win before it became physically impossible. Here, they're shot, they're cut, etc. And they just go around like nothing happened. I mean, yeah, they got blood stains, but it might as well be paint. It's not exciting and it's not engaging. It's just pretty colors. The script is just dumb, and that's unfortunately the best word for it. There are a ton of things that don't make sense. The plot is convoluted and really hard to follow in a lot of spots, and there are tons of twists that just have no effect on future events, so, they're utterly pointless. And the dialogue is really lame again. Sorry, but that's the best term to use. There were dozens and dozens of lines where either I facepalmed afterwards or I called what they were going to say in my head, then facepalmed. If I can think of it, it probably isn't great dialogue. So yeah, well, there's a little John McClane going Yippee-Kay-Yay, the explosions I guess are cool, and there are a few good chuckles here and there. A Good Day to Die Hard kinda sucks. Die Hard is supposed to be the action film. It's the action film that all the dumb action films try to be. In this installment, it became its own wannabe. Just boringly going through the motions without any real creativity or personality put into it at all. A Good Day to Die Hard gets a 3 out of 10.
Hey, so I actually have a new show that's going on at ScrewAttack, ScrewAttack.com, the gaming website. Yeah, film's there now. Because of us, you're welcome. So this review is actually part of that show, which I think it turned out really well. It's a debut episode, so go ahead and click the description and go check that out. And while you're in the mood for watching reviews, how about you check out my review of Skyfall? a great action film that just came out on DVD. And if you want to see me, hate on some other disappointing action films, go ahead and watch one for Taken 2.